know if I'll blow up in the process, but there's a chance that I'll get to the other side. Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the Mindset Mic. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 44 of Mindset Mic. Why you need guts in life and how to develop gutsy behavior. I'm going to be super honest with you. I don't have anything planned as in a structure. This is one of those episodes where I want to have a conversation with you. But before I start, I want to say this to you. If you are listening and you know that you're going to like this episode, you like the podcast, I'm going to encourage you to send this episode to one person before we even start. And that you sending them this message, you are telling them, I believe in you. I know you have the guts to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. That's the message today. And I hope that it serves them. If you are on the receiving end, just know that this person who sent this message believes in you. And I believe in you as well. So welcome once again. In this episode, I want to talk to you about this because I have a very, very cool project in the making. It's free. And it's something that I've thought about. It kind of came through Mindset Mike a few episodes ago, episode 16, quite a while ago. I was talking to you and I said, you have to have guts. And you know what I like to say, gutsy, and like you have to be gutsy. And I said, gutsy behavior. And I was like, that's a whole brand within itself. And I've been keeping it to myself. But I now want to start developing that mindset with you. As always, you've heard me say, hashtag, let's see how far I can take this. And I always tell you, and I love it whenever you guys reach out and you're like, Claudia, I was thinking about you, hashtag, let's see how far I can take this. And I love it. And I also want you to understand the power of having guts, the power of having courage, the power of doing things with such confidence despite of whatever's on the other side. And so, my project coming up, I will share more about that later in the episode. But for now, I want to talk to you about why is this so important? How is it going to impact your life whenever you have guts and whenever you act with guts? Here's the thing. Life, I've told you time and time again, it's not going to be the easiest thing. It could be as simple as you want it to be, determining your mindset, but it's not going to be easy. Life is going to throw obstacles your way. And for you to level up to the next version of you, it's going to take guts. Number one, you're going to have to do something that's different than what you've done before. Remember when I last told you, hey, whatever got you to where you are right now is not what's going to get you to the next version of you. Because although some things are cookie cutter, although some things are easy to duplicate, whenever it comes to up leveling in life, it's not like that. Because it's a whole different step that gets you there. Kind of like whenever you're doing interval training or reps in the gym. It's not the first one that gets you there. It's the 20th one that gets you stronger. And that's the one that's going to help you whenever you're applying this fitness life to whatever it is that you're doing out in a sport or in a job or in your life in general. That's what's going to make you better, not the first one. So accomplishing that first thing in your life is wonderful. It tells you, hey, I can do things differently. I can do things that are challenging in my life. But for me to really go for those things that don't make sense, it's going to take guts. Why is it going to be so important? Think about how many obstacles, quote unquote obstacles, you have faced at this moment. For whatever it is that you're striving to accomplish, what are those things that seemingly get in the way or that are reminders that, oof, this is not going to be so easy? But whenever you think about, I have guts. I've got what it takes. I've got the courage and confidence. I'm going to go for it despite any guarantees, despite knowing what the outcome is, with uncertainty and all. That is gutsy. It takes courage to do something that doesn't have a guarantee on the other side. Whether it's going on a date with someone without, oh my God, asking someone for their phone number. You're like, oh my God, they're totally out of my league, but kind of want to ask them for their number. Or I'm going to see if I can get this date. I'm going to ask them to marry me. I'm going to go apply to this job that I don't know if but I'm going to do this. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to finish the race. I'm going to push myself to the limits. I don't know if I'll blow up in the process, but there's a chance that I'll get to the other side. Imagine when you have this mindset of all it takes is courage, all it takes is guts, things become simpler. Life becomes simple. You become quicker with decisions. It's yes or no. I'm in or out. It's hot or cold. And when you do that, you realize that you build momentum because you start developing intention behind your actions. You start thinking about, if I did it once, I can do it again. You start thinking about, how is this going to impact the rest of my life? How is it if I don't do it? How is that going to impact the rest of my life? What is that telling my subconscious? What is that sending out to the universe? What is that telling my kids? That I can or cannot do it. That I'm willing to or not. Think about, life is so simple. Nothing in life is ever a guarantee. Not even life itself. And whenever you act with guts, that is going to mark the difference in your life. That is what marks the difference between the winners, the makers and the shakers, and the people who one day realized that their life just became something that they didn't want, and it's too late to turn back, and whatever they can accomplish now is only going to be a fraction of what could have been. Don't be a could have been. Be a has been. I'm there. You're there. Do you see what I mean? That is the power of developing guts. When life presents a challenge, when life challenges you and says, oh, you really want that? Oh, let's see how badly you want it. Come get it. Oof, but here's a curveball. Here's another one. Here's a hurdle. Here's an obstacle. Here's a wall. Bam, bang, bang. And you just know how to climb and dodge and do all the things. That's guts. I don't know what's on the other side, but come at me. Let's go. I'm ready. That takes guts. Do you know how many people are out there only thriving and feeling at peace when they have security? When they are in the know of what's on the other side. That is respected if that's what they want. But I can guarantee you that at least 80% of them, based on statistics, are not happy with it. Because 80% of people stay in their comfort zone. 90% of people end up in the comfort zone. Which means that extra 10% try but give up. A small fraction of people actually step beyond their comfort zone. What is that comfort zone? And what does that look like? I was talking about this in a video that I made in Tepoztlan. I just got back from a beautiful wedding, beautiful friend. And Josh and I went to Mexico for this. And we're in this place that is known for eternal spring. Okay, Eterna Primavera. It's beautiful, beautiful resort. And I just came to life. Josh said, you're not taking the laptop. I was like, oh, I just need to take my laptop and pack it. And he said, you're not taking the laptop. And I was like, but then I just need to edit the video. You're not editing the video. And I said, okay. So Mindset Mike was 24 hours late this last week. And I share this with you because so I go to this resort and everything, and I felt like I came to life again. And obviously I am, very much alive here in New York. I love New York. This is like, I feel at home. There's something about New York, like beyond me. I love it. But at the same time, remember when I was talking to you about getting nervous in the subway and, oh my God, going to networking events, and now that's normal. That's normal. In 3 months, it's normal. In 3 months, it's become second nature. If I go up, down, or uptown, downtown, or left to right, it's become second nature. Like, I get it now. I'm cool. I'm good. And so you start feeling stagnant again. Obviously, I'm not stagnant at all, but you start feeling more comfortable. Why? Because you raise the bar, and that raising of the bar becomes a new norm. It's the new standard in life. And so I made this video talking about how I'm in Tepoztlan and my energy shifted. And so now for you, how do you develop guts? Step beyond your comfort zone time and time again. Raise the bar. Raise it. Don't settle. The moment that you feel settling, that you feel yourself to be like, that's cool, and everything becomes too easy, raise it again. Enjoy that moment, okay? Enjoy that moment. Don't live crazy and, just driving yourself to the end, burning both ends of the stick. But I'm saying because if you're watching on YouTube, I do like a little like repositioning, because I know I do that sometimes. But that's because I'm in a new city and I'm here on a mission. Like, I'm not here to play around and show you Central Park. Like, I'm here on a mission. Like, I'm pitching myself. I am applying to stuff, and I'm part of this and I'm part of that. Like, everything's a whole deal. Like, I came here for brand, and I'm not leaving until I make it happen. However, it becomes a new norm, and then you have to raise it. So to raise it, you shift the energy. How do you shift it? You step out of your habits. You do something that's different. You do something that's scary. You do something that's, uncomfortable. Something so simple like not taking your laptop on a holiday. Or something so simple as taking another route home. Or working out at a different time or in a different location. Or eating something differently. Or meeting up with somebody that you haven't met up in a while, or just doing something different. And you initiating that is something that develops that accustomedness, or like that getting used to being beyond your comfort zone. Because we like, as human beings, in our brain is designed to stay comfortable and safe. So the moment that you wire yourself to be okay with being uncomfortable, you start developing guts. Now, guts, it takes a decision. Try skydiving. It takes a decision. You sign up, you go up on a plane, you jump off the platform with somebody, hopefully, who knows what they're doing, and then you're fine. But it takes guts. And guts is what made you make that decision. Detach yourself from the fear. Fine, the fear can be there. It can be there. It can be watching me if it wants to. But it's not going to control me. Fear of what? Fear of what? Fear of failing? Fear of rejection? Fear of not finding your soulmate? Fear of public speaking? Fear of death? Some of the main fears. What's holding you back? Are you going to die when you launch your business? I don't think so. Are you going to die when you finish that race as strong as you can and pick up the pace by 2-3 seconds per mile? I don't think so. Will you blow up later? We'll see. But it takes guts. And more often than not, you won't blow up. What's going to happen when you jump on stage and you give that presentation or you pitch yourself to your boss and say, I can do better and I can do more? Give it to me. Come on, let's go. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if you get rejected? Nothing. But what happens if you don't have the guts to do it? Nothing. And that is where you have to make a decision. Now, for me, my plan, and it's happening this upcoming Saturday. As you know, I'm going to bring, number one, more interviews into the podcast, and that is coming on next week. We're going to have our first guest, and this is going to be very exciting for me. I'm excited. We have a whole redesigning, up-leveling of the podcast going on here. Now, this is not about the podcast, but my Gutsy Behavior moment this week. Get ready. Okay. I am starting a run club, and it is called Gutsy Behavior. I am branding this. This is something that I want to build a community around. I want to interview people on the streets. I want to offer free pep talks, coaching, really, to the people of New York. But we're starting off with a run club. And we're starting off with a run club. Why I decided to do this? For me, I am somebody who's very happy to attend an event. Hosting is a different thing. Obviously, with me being a mindset coach and somebody who has courses, I've done lives and I've done all the things. And one of the biggest uncertainties is anybody going to show up? So, funny story from when I was 15 and I had a quinceañera. My parents threw me a quinceañera. I did not want one. And they said, nope, you'll regret it if you don't have one. Why did I not want one? I've always been very introverted. And since the moment that I was 5, I was the person who had a birthday party. And I'd be like, when are all these people leaving? You know what I mean? And so I had a quinceañera and it was absolutely lovely. My parents gave me everything they envisioned it to be and what I envisioned it to be. And I had a beautiful dress and everything. Funny story, my dad says, I'm going to invite all my friends. Like a good Hispanic dad wants to invite his friends. And that's like very normal in our culture. And I said, no, like I want to invite more of my friends, less of yours. But obviously the place, like we had limited number of seats who could attend, right? Like people, guests. And so he, gave in and I invited 50 people. And at the time, I was a freshman on varsity. I think I was, in the nicest way, kind of popular. And I was finally like having friends. And I had friends in all different circles. I felt really good about myself. And not about the popularity, but I just finally felt like, I don't think I was popular, but I was just like very well accepted. And for somebody who just went through her life hoping to be accepted, moving from city to city, it just felt really good. But my wedding, not my wedding. My quinceañera was going to be on the Mexican side. And at the time, a lot of parents didn't let their kids cross to Mexico. And there were other 2 quinceañeras on the American side. It was just at the border. And everybody went to the other quinceañeras and not mine. And I had 5 beautiful friends who showed up to mine. But I was just mortified. I was mortified of people not having fun, of the music not being cool enough, of how lonely the dance floor was. And this has been one of the reasons why I actually didn't want a wedding until now that I have many good friends and I just feel like very confident in that area of my life at 30 years old, 15 years later. So for me, starting a run club where I'm going to invite people and not know if they're going to show up or not, if I'm going to be the only one standing there, if one person is going to show up, or if 1,000 people will end up being part of this months down the road, is gutsy for me. And it's something that is going to help me in my growth. It's something that is going to help me in my purpose, in that purpose that is connecting people, connecting mindset and running, and helping people and empowering people more so to do those brave, confident, courageous things that take guts to get to where you want to be. And so that is what we're doing. And I'm so excited. And of course, this comes later with interviews. I want to interview people. I'm going to interview people on the streets. I want to ask people what is something gutsy that you've done lately, or what's something gutsy that you've done to go where you are right now, or what's something gutsy that you can do to get to where you want to go. Like, I want to get people's wheels turning. I want to get people talking about mindset in the streets. And I just feel very, very aligned with this. And I have other plans down the road of how I can serve a community in this way. I'm so excited. And frankly, I am very proud of myself because this is not out of what I'm used to doing, but beyond my comfort zone, like I said. And I know that once I do this, I'm going to grow and it's going to give me something else. And of course, it's going to give my platform, Mindset Mike, and all that I am, my brand, also a different tone and a different voice. I love leading by example. I do it all the time and I tell you my stories. You know where I come from. However, at the end of the day, it's all about serving and being a leading voice out in the field. And this is some way that I can do it. And I'm so, 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 so happy. So that is what I have for you today. Remember the importance of being gutsy. It's going to get you to the other side. Do not end an entire life experience or close journeys in your life in chapters with a what if, what could have been, I don't know kind of mindset. I want you to be so empowered and feel so confident about every single choice and know that you are in control of what is on the other side and that you are in control of many outcomes and that God wants amazing things for you and the universe has beautiful things for you. They're lined up. You just have to take action. You have to make that decision, and that decision starts today. As always, thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to share it with one person. Hit subscribe if you haven't and leave a review if you haven't. That would mean the world to me. Keeping the optimal leader of your life. I believe in you. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one.